Hilariously, that was not the song I actually lined up to to play. I was going to play this because I wanted to listen to it. Been very cautiously listening to some of the songs from Final Fantasy XIV while I play through it. I don't really want it coming up related links, you know, like the final boss, you know. And I was like, you know, I want to listen to that Fate song. I keep hearing it start and then I run out the other side of the Fate and I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on? What is happening here? You know what I mean? Anyone know what I'm talking about? No? Shut up and play the orange flannel game. All right, Jesus.
Coming up next on BBC Two, it's the Brad Woto stream. But first, it's time for...
What's under the orange flannel?
Let's see what's under the orange flannel today. Can you guess what that is? What's under the orange flannel? Accidentally joining a fate, lol. Don't you just... Isn't that just what happens every time you ride through one of those fucking blue circles? Is there a way to not do that? It just joins the fate and it starts playing and then you ride out the other side? Is it a pop pipe? Is it a hacky sack? What could be under the orange flannel today? Is it some cashews? Brad's patient journal? Anyone else in the chat room? Is it just us? Just the 5 of us today? That does not bode well, does it? That does not bode well. Anyone else in the chat room want to have a guess? You want to throw one in there? Accidentally joining a fate? A ball bag of garlic? Orkish's sister's name? You got one more? Anyone else? Anyone else here? Anyone else here? Go ahead and say... Go ahead and pipe up. Nope. No one else. Alright. 1 minute early. This is what I say. People don't believe me when I say that, do they? People don't believe me when I'm like, if I start 1 minute early, or I stream 1 minute longer than they expect, they're gone. They're out. Absolutely out of here. Let's see if you can guess what's under the orange flannel. Pim pam 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 pim pam 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 pim pam pum pam 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 pim pam pam. Pim pam pum pam 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 pim pam pum pam pum pam pim pam pum. Pam parim parum param pam parum pam parim pam. Alright, what do you think it is? Some cashews. It's actually making a lot of noise. You can't hear it because the gate turned off on it. It was in fact wasps. Because remember last week? What? Wasps? No one cares. No one gives a shit, dude. Why do I even bother? I should just turn the stream on and just do nothing. Start the stream. Already logged into Final Fantasy 14 and just do absolute say nothing and do nothing. When they change to bees, fuck, you're right. Shit. There was still wasps under... No, wasps are worse. They're wasps now. Because wasps are the worst. How evil are wasps? Look at my character. Look at his face. There was a little creature that came rolling out of the ground. And he looked down like, huh? And it made me laugh so much. He's so beautiful. Look at him. Unbelievable. Planning to steal what Orkish was going to do. I know, dude. Death of his channel. If any of you even bother to show up, if you show up and watch any Final Fantasy 14 on his channel, you're banned in here. If I see any of you in there watching Final Fantasy 14, you're banned in here immediately. How dare you? I'm going to go live at exactly the same time and play Animal Crossing. WASP is an acronym for White Anglo-Saxon Protestant and is used to describe a member of the upper class or elite in American society. It can also refer to a white American whose family originated in North America. The term is sometimes used in a disapproving way. Not a single person in the world has ever used that term that way. I've never heard anyone say any WASP like that. You know, desperately trying to get Miller Magic, desperately trying to get me cancelled by being like, oh, do you know that WASP is kind of a derogatory term towards white people? No. So when you said WASPs are evil, then you were basically being racism. No one in the history of all time has ever used WASP in that way. Not gonna work on me, baby. Non-canon Cloud and Tifa's child. I know, it looks so much like Tifa. I'm so happy about it. I didn't mean to do it, by the way. I just made this character. It took me about 5 minutes. I was like, I'm just gonna make a basic pretty boy human. And he ended up looking like Tifa. And he's beautiful and I love him. I just got to a quest where everyone is dead. He like went back to the little area where I've been getting quests from, and everyone was fucking dead. Or kidnapped. And so I had him turn around in the armor that he's wearing now, which isn't that armor, it's a proper, like, he's wearing like plate mail. I turned him around and I dyed it all red and went into vengeance mode like I was in Metal Gear Rising.
Doctor, turn off my pain inhibitors.
That's how much of a loser I am, and that's how I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, by the way. I have my own headcanon. Chiclet's in here. I accidentally followed Chicklet on TikTok and then immediately unfollowed Chicklet, but Chicklet was so... I know Chicklet got so excited. This is what happened to Chicklet last night. Chicklet went... and then their little flutter in their heart, you know? Got a little flutter in their heart and was like... What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And was like, I'll send him a message. But by the time they sent me a message, I'd already unfollowed again. Accidentally following people is way too easy on TikTok. I follow at least 10 people that I've never clicked on it. Your hand doesn't even have to touch your phone. You just have to go over the follow button and it follows them. There's just so many that come up in all of my notifications and shit all the time. So if any of you ever see that I've followed you, know that it's an accident. I have no interest in ever communicating with you, ever. He says communicating with you. Chicklet had a panic attack. Chicklet had a full-blown panic attack. There was something else I was going to say, but I've forgotten what it was, and I'm pissed. Forgotten it. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. There was something that I wanted to announce. It was the arrival of Shadow the Wreck God. Everyone, salute in the chat room. The Lord Commander is here. The Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. The Shadow's Watch. Shadow Watch is pretty cool, isn't it?
He's the Lord Commander of Shadow Watch. What is he doing here?
The most anime scene, you know.
But he's the Lord Commander of the Shadow Watch. Why is he here? And he's looking right at me. Wait. He can't possibly be talking to me.
It's another word like time. It goes everywhere. It does, yeah. Yeah. Although Time the Wreck God would have been shit. Everyone raiding, good job. Those of you keeping raiding. Those of you that keep raiding, that's what I'm talking about. If I could give you some sort of medal, a participation medal, I would. The Lord Commander needs anime recommendations. Shadow doesn't need any anime recommendations for me. Shadow's the saddest living man alive. He lives alone on the Arctic Circle. He's like the gorilla man from Umbrella Academy on the moon by himself with nothing but just a mountain of cash behind him because he can't actually spend it on anything because he's on the moon. The moon child. Moon the wreck god. No, Shadow works. Ratchet's at work. Having a good old day. Did I sleep very well last night? No. Was it because of medication and stuff? A little bit. But was it mostly because someone was outside going like this? Pum. 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 I don't know what this represents, by the way, but it was so annoying. I don't know what the noise was. It sounded like someone was kicking one of those, like, you know those footballs that you got in school that were like air? They were like a dodgeball. It sounded like one of those, but obviously like way down on ground level outside my window. And I don't know if anyone else has this, but you tune into it. You're like asleep and you wake up a little bit and you hear it a little bit, and then you tune into it and it is all you can fucking hear. And does that happen to anyone else? Because for me it's all I can hear now, and I can't concentrate on anything else, and I'm awake. And not only am I awake, I'm becoming fucking obsessed with it and furious and insane. Like being tortured. It is insane to me how annoying that can be. And then you start to anticipate it. And you're just sitting there. Pang. Pang. Oh, dude. This is why if I had any sort of like superpowers or something, if I had like telekinesis, you know, there's probably just a 5-year-old kid kicking a ball against the wall. You know, just an innocent child. Just having a great time. Mummy, look at me kicking the ball. Pang. Pang. You know, just having a great time. Meanwhile, if I had the fucking abilities of telekinesis, this would have been me laying in bed. This would have been me laying in bed. I would have gone like this. I would have. This is not the song I wanted. Why does nothing work? This. I need. This one. This would be me. And outside, the little 5-year-old would be like, look, mommy. And would start flying up. And the mother would be like, oh my god, Timmy. Oh no, what do I do? And the little kid is like floating up. Mom, what's going on, Mom? Floating up. Meanwhile, I'm laying in bed. Mother? Please. 5 years old, you know? And my curtains would open. And the child would float up. Right? And I would open my eyes and turn to the window. And the 5-year-old child would explode. Blood across the window. And I would close the curtains. And like the woman down on the ground. And I would go back to sleep. And that's why I can never be given any sort of power at all. The rage that it would induce, the instant unbelievable level of evil that I would become with any level of power at all. And it's why God keeps me down. You know, every time I'm like, well, guys, I think I'm over that last trauma. Okay. Everything all good. God goes like this, baseball bat. BOOM! And that's what the noise was. PB's furious with me. Made me feel really guilty that I'm not playing Silent Hill. I have a great session of D&D planned for you all today, in as much as I plan it. Witches, Wasps, and Water. Water, Witches, and Wasps would be the name of the episode if they were titled. And it's a great name. And it's a great name, and that's why they're wasps. I don't care what you say. They're wasps. Okay? They're wasps. I hope they like jazz. I feel like that's the second time you've made that joke, and I don't know what you're referencing. Desperate for me to acknowledge... Oh, the B movie. Do you know I've never seen it? So... Try again. Do another funny joke for me, and this time I better understand the reference. Because if I don't, you're done. If I don't, you are out of here, boy. You're banned. I'm done. I'm doing. Hi, I'm doing. Hey, everyone. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. I fucking watched Arcane. I watched 2 of them. I haven't watched the 3rd one. No, I'm not going to spoil it before everyone's like... I never spoil anything unless it's too orcish, because I love spoiling things for him, because he's an awful person, doesn't even know his sister's own name. Gabriel thought they were real wasps. In a true horror moment this morning, I was sitting on my sofa eating some breakfast, eating some porridge, watching the end of the 2nd episode of Arcane, and I look over, and next to my remote control and my phone is a dead spider. Just on its back, left on my fucking sofa, like a horse's head from a fucking mafia. Just a curled up dead spider, sat next to the remote control. Also, I'd like already done a bunch of stuff. I'd like sat down and put my phone down, grabbed the remote without even looking, turned the TV on. You know, did all this unconsciously, could have touched it. Why is it coming straight for me? Why was there a dead spider on the sofa, just curled up on its back? Ah! The way my heart just went. Someone's out to get me, man. Someone's out to get me, just quietly tormenting me. Me and Liam have a theory that it's us, it's ourselves, and that you know, we at the end of life, you sort of find out that you are playing a video game of like, let's just see like where my line is. Like, what's the maximum I can do before I actually fucking take my own life? Let's just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. One little thing, one more little thing, one more little thing. Big thing, little thing, big thing, little thing. You know, just keep pushing. Because just to see... Oh, he's still going. He didn't do it last night. Let's see. What can I do today? Like, I think if I do too much, he might actually snap. Oh, I know. I'll put like a dead spider next to him for no reason. Just to unsettle him for the rest of the fucking day. Your passive telekinesis. If I had passive telekinesis, that would just be, it would be like Chernobyl outside of my room after the fucking, if I was like, because I would just go to bed, and the amount of like horrible, I had so many horrible nightmares last night. I feel like I haven't slept at all. I just such unbelievable nightmares. I had about 4 panic attacks in my dreams. And then you wake up and you realize that you actually had one. It's the worst feeling. It's unreal amount of nightmares all night last night for no reason, none at all. And then but I would, if I had any sort of passive subliminal fucking shit going on while I was asleep, I'd go to sleep at night, and then everything around me would be destroyed in my subconscious state, and I'd wake up to like Chernobyl city. Everyone would be dead, everything would be destroyed, because my subconscious telekinesis would just decimate everything around me. I truly believe I'm manually in control of like a lot of my mental health issues. And by manually in control, I mean like I'm literally just here like, alright, okay, spinning that plate. If any of the plates stop fucking spinning, I'll fucking kill someone or myself or destroy a city. Keep spinning them, you know? And so I'm doing this all day. Gotta keep all these fucking things spinning or I'll go fucking crazy. But also, I'm doing a stream. Hi. Yeah, what am I doing? Oh, this is what my brain is doing right now. You want me to fucking GM another show, PB? Okay, yeah, I can do that on Fridays. What do you say? How much money have I got? None. It's one of these plates. What if you need to cook some fucking dinner today? Oh, by the way, don't forget to reply to that fucking email. Also, streaming right now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Please subscribe for fuck's sake. And if any of these fucking plates stop, we're all fucked. Because I have subliminal telekinesis. I'd kill everyone. I'd kill everyone. But like, not like consciously out of like evil. Just like I'd fall asleep, and because I'd have like no manual control over it, I would just fucking Professor X. Everyone's brain would melt in their head overnight, and I'd wake up and be the only man on the planet. Which doesn't sound too bad at this point. Whatever ghost is haunting you is trying to bring you its best catch. For some reason, it's always a spider. I know, like it's like Merlin or something. They're like, look, father, I brought you a gift. I produced a dead spider. Thanks, Merlin. Ghost of Merlin. Fucking demonic creature. Use your telekinesis to spin the plates. Use the gems to destroy the gems. I always call them fucking infinity gems, and it annoys everyone because they're called infinity stones in the movies. But I'm pretty sure they're called infinity gems in the comics. So my like fucking 12-year-old brain that read one Thanos comic is like, they're called gems. I can't change it. It's really annoying. I hate that. I hate not being able to CDR rewrite my fucking brain. Found out that if you have grey hair in your beard at the age of 30, which I am, I'm only 30 years old, it is due to a lack of minerals, which has given me a brand new fear. Could also just be that I'm actually almost 40. Begins. I know I'm only getting greys here. You can kind of see them. Like the thing with this camera is it like just kind of makes them look weird, but they're just right here, which honestly is so villainous. If I just get grey, if this just goes grey, I'm going villain. It's the most villain shit. I'm gonna grow this bit out like kind of Wolverine-y, but have it go out like fuck me, what's his name? What's the fucking guy who's like married to Emma Frost called? From the Hellfire Club. Sebastian Shaw. The Sebastian Shaw, you know? So specific, by the way. So specific, it's unbelievable. Is what I'm going to start dressing and looking like. But obviously, like, I know that he hasn't got grey here, but I was just thinking of these mutton chops and the whole fit. This grey mutton chops down here that come out, and I just start wearing this fucking shit. Oldie worldy nobleman. How Shadow dresses right now. This is what Shadow looks like, by the way. Yeah, Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul type villain. Suits you, sir. Ooh, suits you, dude. Fucking Harry Enfield and Chums. I watched another episode. I sort of fell off. I was watching I'll get there. Bob Mortimer and the other one go fishing. The show. What's it called? Wow, my brain ain't working today, is it? Jesus, I can't remember anyone's names. There's a section of my brain that sometimes is like on and sometimes is off, and it's the part that's like able to recall names and shit. Sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. It's really weird. It's like one of the first things to go when you get old, isn't it? Which is why by the time you're like 70, you know, your nan is just going through every name there is. Today I can't remember any of them. Anyway, Bob Mortimer goes fishing with his friend. And I love it. But they talk so much about how they had those 2 heart surgeries, and it is like, and because it's like the point of the show, but it fucking triggers me out so much. Shadow Knight says, you might praise Allah, you might praise Jesus, King of Kings, but I, the Knight of Chad, I only praise Brad, the final avatar of Vishnu, the great chastiser of mankind, praise. I think you could praise them all. I definitely wouldn't place myself above almost any of these gods. I will happily be a prophet of one of them. But you can't give me the power. We've been through this, Shadow Knight. There's a reason why Brits play great villains. Yeah, it's because we are the villains. We've always been the villains, and then we had a son. And now that son is the villain. You know? I mean, go back to just like a couple of 100 years ago, and Britain is just, it's unbelievable how awful. Are we the baddies? Yeah. I mean, we're not really anymore. We're just sort of like middling around, floating about in the ocean. We're just lucky that no one can really get to us. But like, I mean, we've been the bad guys forever. Until America. You know? And then we had a child. And we were like, son, fucking Norman Osborn, you will have to take up the mantle of Green Goblin. And now America's a Green Goblin. And we sort of pop in every now and then to act like a twat. A little pop in fucking, yeah, I'm going to punch Spider-Man in the mouth. And go back to being an old man in the corner. I just read about the Vikings is where the Anglo evil stem from. Well, the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings is different. I think if you sort of combine the Viking and Roman shit, that's what happened, isn't it? We just got too big for our boots. Because we had all that Viking war-mongering blood just all over the place. Mixed in with all the Roman, we're going to conquer everything blood. And so England just started ruling everywhere, claiming sections of the planet. And then we had Green Goblin as a child. Which propaganda won, Shadow Knight? I mean, to be fair, I mean, it's always just the lesser of two evils with government. In my opinion, it's always been the case. And Churchill was just the lesser of two evils. There's no doubt in my mind that Churchill is also lawful evil. You know, the shit Churchill was up to. Lawful evil. Hitler, lawful evil. But there is degrees to that, apparently, which is horrible to think about, but is true. Hitler was just more evil. You know? And by the way, they all are. They're still evil. They're all still evil. You are from Wales. So different. I'm not from Wales. Thank you very much. I'm from London, England. But I do have Welsh blood. I'm 25% Welsh blood. My grandmother was pure-blooded Welsh, just fucking old school, full-blown Welsh blood. 100% Welsh blood. My dad is 100% British, like English blood. Old school, ancient English blood. Fucking full-blown VTM. What would they be? Probably the Ventru, you know, just old school Ventru blood, straight the way back down to Transylvania. And then my grandfather on my mother's side is there is the only like I have like solid, legitimately, truly solid Welsh genes all the way down to my grandmother. Just 25% of me uncut Welsh. Uncut as in drugs. You know when you like cut drugs with other things? Not foreskin, uncut Welsh. Exclusively and only. I'm gonna not make that joke. Welsh. And then my dad's side is all of them. My dad, all of his siblings, his dad, his mum, my granddad, my grandma on my dad's side are like Ventru English. Like I swear to God, it must go all the way back to like Anglo-Saxon shit. Like pre-Rome, pre-Viking, Huguenot. Original English blood. It seems like it goes back literally forever. And then the only variance in my blood seems to come from my granddad on my mum's side, who moved here. He was Belgian, and he moved to England and kidnapped a Welsh woman and married her. And they had 5 kids, one of them being my mother. So he's from Belgium. So I have like, but in his blood, there's French and I think a hint of Germanic, and then there's like one Portuguese guy. I have one Portuguese guy, which is why I'm allowed to do the Spanish impression without being cancelled. So whenever you hear me doing Spanish or Mexican and you're like, hey, I don't think you should be doing that. That sounds kind of racist. It's not, because I had one great uncle who I think was from Portugal. It might have been Spain, but I'm pretty sure it was Portugal. On my mum's side. But they're kind of, I think his family, my granddad's family, are a little more spread out over West Europe. So like France and Belgium mostly. And then, you know, maybe a touch of Portuguese in there is, from what I understand, is what my granddad's blood is. So, but yeah, very, very white, very Northwest Europe blood in my veins. Yeah, what Churchill did to India and Bangladesh and stuff is fucking crazy. I mean, that was also just England. If you just look at like British rule and just keep going back, you'll just find it everywhere. It's relentless. It's unbelievable. We absolutely stomped for like several hundred years. Just went out and just did what we wanted. Oh, you got those spices? They're mine now. Oh, you got fruit? We want fruit. We can't grow it in our shitty little cabbage patch of an island. Our fruit now. Who the fuck are they? Spain? Kill them all. France? Kill them all. Just killing everyone. Where are we now? Huh? What the hell's a Native American? Kill them all. Start a new country. Awful. Absolutely awful. But in a broad time sense of things, it's just ridiculous how long the United Kingdom was just dominating, basically. Just a huge amount. There's obviously a couple of other examples of it as well, like Ottoman Empire and Genghis Khan and shit like that. More Eastern based, but still just nuts. Absolutely nuts. And then it kind of fell off and America sort of slipped in. Russia grew to power. China's always been pretty much a superpower, hasn't it? It's been its own entity for a really long time. And they kind of sit like the big three in a way, but are they really? I don't know a huge amount about geopolitics or even history and stuff, but I know enough to get me through. And it's pretty interesting. But it is like a story of a villain, in my opinion, the United Kingdom. But I struggle to really see any countries as there aren't that many countries that, in my opinion, aren't villainous. There are just countries that are kind of rebellious and therefore become an underdog figure. But honestly, if they were just given the same level of power or, you know, roles were reversed, I think there would just be the exact same story for any country. Because all politicians trend the same way, lawful evil. They're all evil. They either start evil and they get into that business because they want power, or they live long enough in this fucking awful system to see themselves become the villain. And that's politicians. They're all just awful, and I think it's just very difficult to run a country and not run it through some form of fear, especially internet era and information era world. Makes sense to me, even though I don't like it or agree with it. I've always been very anti sort of big government, big pharma and corporation and shit. Just don't trust anyone with too much power. I've never met anyone with a lot of power that I've honestly thought wasn't a little crazy or a little scary. And I very rarely ever see anyone doing those things in society that, you know, ultimately one way or the other, it either comes out later on that they were evil all along, or I just don't try. Like, I see them and I don't trust them. You know, they've these charismatic types, lots of power and money. It's like, well, how do you get that much money? How do you hold on to that much money if you don't have that kind of reptilian brain that is able to do that? And I actually genuinely just don't think it's possible. I think you have to be a fucking evil reptile human to really play in that sandbox with those kids. And so that is why I just straight up at this point do not believe any politician, any big powerful, you know, CEO of any sort of huge company, even like influential types like actors and directors and stuff. I think there's definitely more of a case for some actors and directors and those kinds of people, because they're quite often more creative, and sometimes it's just what you're witnessing and you think is like lawful evil is mania. But I just don't trust any of them, man. What do you mean, what about Alex Jones? Did you hear a word I just said? I mean, Jesus Christ. Why do I speak English? Oh, fuck. Hey, why do I even speak? Why do I even speak on this channel? It's a complete waste of time, isn't it? I honestly might as well just get up on the start of the stream and be like, Blurgen, Gablugen, Blugen, Blurgen, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Blugen, Blurgen. Blugen, Blurgen, blur, blur. Ah, Blugen, blah, blah, Blurgen, Blurgen, Blugen, Blurgen. And you would reply in exactly the same way. You know? You people would reply in the same way. But what about Alex Jones? Wasted my time opening my mouth and speaking English. Alright, should we play some D&D? Who wants to talk? No one wants to talk about the real world on Sunday mornings. Stop bringing up the real world. On a Sunday morning. I need this face. This should be an emote, really, shouldn't it? When someone in chat says some bullshit about Alex Jones. confusion. My beautiful boy. My son. My warrior. He's a warrior now. Started out as a marauder. And now he's a warrior. Alright. Play some Silent Hill 2. PB got so excited and then just slammed her TV out of her apartment window. Wait, did he say he's gonna... Motherfucker! That was a good noise. I could have done Foley. I could have done anything else with my life. Could have done anything else with my life. Oh, what did you do with all of your time on planet Earth? Absolutely fuck all. You know you only get one shot, right? Okay. Alright, I'm no longer speaking to Shadow Knight. One more weird comment, Shadow Knight, and you're done. What? That's not a weird question. I know, I'm just telling you I'm no longer speaking to you anymore. Oh, fuck it, let's play the game.
Rice, Larry, rice, rice, Larry, rice. Whoa! They are the sword, they are the shield. Rice, Larry, rice, rice, Larry, rice. Whoa! Little goblin, little demon. Rice, Larry, rice, rice, Larry, rice. Whoa! Roll a dice, have a word kill. Rice, Larry, rice, rice, Larry, rice. Whoa! Whoa! Rise, Larry, rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go win and let's give him money. Let's give him money to Brad. Rise, Larry, rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go win and let's give him money. Let's give him money to Brad. Rise, Larry, rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go winning. Let's give him money.
Let's give him money. Let's give him money.
Rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go win and let's give him money. Let's give him money to Brad. Whoa!
Yes. It's time to giving money to Brad. You've got wasps. Wasps! Wasps! Oh, it's not 50% off anymore, I lied. It lies on the screen. Weren't we long rested? A good question. Someone answer it. Wasps! What word am I going to say, guys? Wasps. 14. One more. One more. You almost died by just sitting still in a camp. That's right. There it is. 3 wheel spins. Let me, God damn. God damn. Let me thank some of these peeps coming in. I'm actually mildly proud of you for saving your resubs. Although I do think it means you're like saving them throughout the week, which is giving me like a panic disorder that I'm losing subs at a completely different random rate. And it means that every Sunday I just lose an astonishing amount of subs. And it is fucking freaking me out. I've destroyed myself. Wasps. Nico, Bew, Digital Dan, Newurg. Thank you for the 10 gift subs, Newurg. Jesus Christ. Nyanar, Johan, Amity, and Cheesy Osaw. Wasps. Sunday is like a horrendous fluctuation day, and also I make no money during the week anymore, and it's just... It's all good. It's all good. I'm just gonna fucking take my own life on a Saturday afternoon. You know? It's gonna be the end of the Mist. The end of the Mist, if you've seen that film. Wasps. Alright guys, let me explain to you what you did last week, because I've entirely forgotten. You did nothing last week, did you really? You did a long rest. And during that long rest, you lost more than half of your health from doing mad shit. Snotflap is apparently on 13 of 22 HP. Is that true? This is where you guys are at. We're starting with this today. And if you want that to change, the only hope you have is spinning the wheel. I'll allow that, Cheesio Saw. I'll allow it. I thank you for continuing to sub, even though you can only watch on one day a week. Because I wouldn't. I would have unsubbed a long time ago. Okay. Here's what we've got going on. Here's what we've got going on, boys. Yeah, last time you were just recovering and foraging for a long time before finally heading out and going to the area on the map. There's a world map known as the Wildflowers. Upon arriving at the Wildflowers, you witnessed a great circle of different colored flowers that seemed to have been arranged in a certain way. And after sort of failing a check to interact with them, a bunch of wasps flew up. I have to click the button like loads of times. Like, look, if I just click it once, this all happens. But if I click it lots of times, and that, babies, is sound design. Wasps, lots of wasps flew up and out of the flowers here, and began to attack Illyria and Snotflap from the shoreline. Well, I guess from beyond the shoreline, out just a little ways out into the ocean, down by the beach near where these wildflowers are. There is a little island, and the island, Leary did you got like a nat 20 or something on your perception check, and saw a water witch over there, who was just kind of watching what you were doing. Doesn't seem necessarily to be like distinctly evil or anything like that, but just does seem to be in the area. You managed to spy them and see them during this thing. But the first thing we have to do here today is deal with the wasps. So this is Twitch Plays D&D. You guys are the characters. It's time to roll some initiative. Oh, I need to turn the bot on. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? How this works is that you are the player, and you can roll dice. Now in a second, you can't do it yet, you'll be able to roll those dice. And also there is a pay to win element. It's not really pay to win, but there's a pay to something element where you can spin the wheel. There's a wheel spin above me. Every 10 subscribers, Sorry, I have to turn this bot on. We spin the wheel. There we go. Pay to something. Yeah, well, something happens. It's not necessarily pay to win. There's a few different options on there. Something will happen. It will happen. Exclamation point, roll d20. The bot is active. You can now roll. We take your initiative. Lyri's character sheet. Let's take a look. Lyri has a +2 to initiative. We're going to roll for Snotflap as well. Snotflap. A 1. We can take the first roll because we don't need to clear the others out. Lyri goes on a 1 here. And what about the wasps? The wasps go second. So on an 8, Snotflap goes first. Then the wasps. And then Lyri. The wasps actually rolled a natural 1 on their initiative, but it doesn't really affect anything. So here we go. Wasps. The worst creature. Where do I see our equipment? Character sheet will show you the equipment. But Lyri is armed with, as of last week, a very fucking cool adamantite shield. A rapier, which is like a fencing sword. A longbow, a light crossbow, and a whip. The way that this works is a sort of streamlined version of D&D for the sake of chat playing one character and not overcomplicating it either for first-time players or just there's so much possible and it takes too long to get through it. So you have a hotbar with 4 item slots, a potion slot. You currently have equipped the potion of temporary hit points, a frost heart orb, an amulet of warmth, and a spell scroll of wind wall, which you have 7 casts of that particular spell. The first character to go in this combat is going to be Snotflap, the goblin companion who is with you. He's going to throw the warp strike dagger on an 11. I'm guessing that's a miss. Yep. Snotflap launches this he's got like a little dagger that's magical at these wasps instantly. Oh shit, I hate wasps. It flies. It actually kind of like goes through the cloud of wasps. This is a swarm of wasps. So while there is 1 token, it actually represents, we're going to say 22 wasps. So the dagger flies through this swarm of wasps. It doesn't catch a single one. It just lands in the grass and the flowers behind. Snotflap immediately teleports over to where the thing landed, but unfortunately did miss with his strike. It is now the wasps' turn. They are going to attempt to strike at Lyri. So the way swarms work is that the swarm can occupy another creature's space and vice versa. The swarm can move through any opening large enough for a tiny insect, and the swarm can't regain hit points or temporary hit points. They can do more damage when they're above half of their HP, and they do less when you reduce them to half of their HP or less. So you end up, it sort of represents killing a group of creatures. So here we go. 1 attack towards Lyri with these 17. Lyri's AC at the moment is 17. Apparently you have 15 HP here. Let's put 15 in, because I think I did it through the sheet last week. I'm allow it. You got 15. You have tree bark skin. That's true. But I think that wore off at the end of the session, right? Everything wears off at the end of the session if it's a temporary curse. So 17 makes it, breaks it. AC much higher. Currently the shield is equipped. These are wasps, man. They're all over you. Wasps. Wasps will sting and attack you for, fuck me, 12 piercing damage. You got to do something real special here. They swarm Lyri. These wasps flying all over Lyri, stinging Lyri's arms, legs, face. Lyri kind of wildly flailing at them, spinning the shield. But they get in and they start stinging. It is now Lyri's turn. So the way this works is we put it to you. Flame on! Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, you can flame on. Are you already flamed on? No, you're not, because you have to be in a room temperature place, don't you? So, what does Lyri do? Here are the classic mechanical options here. You can attack with melee. You can disengage and try and run away. You can use Scroll, which is Wind Wall, one of your 7 casts of Wind Wall. I'll go through what that does again in a second. You can move without disengaging, which will not consume your action, which will allow you to attack again. You can dodge. And let's take another quick look at Wind Wall. Yeah. Oh, you've got wheel spin. Yeah, you've got wheel spins. Do those too, because you never know, they might help. Wind Wall. So a strong wind rises from the ground at a point you choose. You can make a wall up to 50 feet long and 15 feet high, 1 foot thick. You can shape the wall in any way you choose, so long as it makes one continuous path along the ground. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a strength saving throw. That's each creature. That includes you. Currently, you are in the same... the wasp is on the exact same square as you because it's a swarm. So each creature within its area must make a strength save and take 3d8 bludgeoning damage, or half as much as a successful one. The strong wind keeps fog, smoke, or other gases at bay. Small or smaller flying creatures or objects can't pass through the wall. Loose, lightweight materials brought up into the thing fly upwards. Arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upwards and automatically miss. And it's a concentration spell, which means you need to manually be like thinking about the spell to keep it going. Any other creative ideas? Attempt to rub your hands together enough to warm the entire coastline up to room temperature. Second wind is heal, which is a bonus action. We can do that in a minute. Shape wind wall as an outlining perfectly around our body is not going to work. I mean, I'll let you make the attempt, but you'll have to make a check on top of the strength save if you want to attempt that. Can it be shaped into a dome around us? Technically, yeah, but the wasps are on your skin. Squeal pathetically for the witch to save us from the evil, all-powerful wasps. Hi, Kip Kip. A 91 would hit. We do have our spins from before. That's right. You've got 3 spins, and they're going to go off at the end of this turn. Intimidate, which is an intimidation check. Throw some rations to drive them away. Okay, there's your options. So these are the options of what you can do. It's a majority vote rule, which always works out really well, doesn't it, USA? Attack, melee, disengage, use scroll, wind wall, move without disengaging, dodge, rub our hands together to warm them up and try and go flame on, shape wind wall as an outlining perfectly around our body, which will be an additional check to be able to shape this spell as precisely as you want to be able to. Squeal pathetically for the witch to save us from the evil, all-powerful wasps. Intimidate, which is an intimidation check. Throw some rations to try and drive them away. The choice is yours. The potion you currently have equipped is a potion of temporary hit points, and I'll add it to the general checks, but it's too late. You didn't think about it. And neither did I. So that's on you. I'm not going to be doing everything for you people all the time. What do I look like? Your grandmother? Actually, Braid, you do look a bit like my grandmother. It's uncanny. Well, that's incredibly unfortunate for your family. For your bloodline. Running and hiding behind Snotflap is always a good choice, because Snotflap definitely doesn't teleport immediately. I just spilled green tea everywhere. I'm having a green tea today. I haven't been drinking too much teas and things because my stomach just fucking... everything hurts and I feel awful all the time. Except when I get subscribers and new subs and gift subs. Then I feel really, really good, and it's the only thing that makes me feel better. Alright, what do you want to do? Disengage and fucking run away. Okay. The disengage action lets you disengage from the wasps, and then we're going to run Lyri's full 30 feet of movement here over to there and get the fuck out of there. So these wasps are just stinging Lyri, taking all this, they're taking all these stings and sort of batting away at them, eventually just like dipping down and sprinting away from the wasps, coming to the edge of where the flower circle is. You've used your action to disengage, so you can't cast a wind wall, but you can do a second wind. I'm assuming you want to, but you can just type yes or no in the chat room. Would you like to use your bonus action to use second wind, which is a 1d10 plus 2 heal to your character, basically, and it's a consumed thing? Yes? Yeah, I thought so. Using second wind here. Let's see what you get. 1d10 plus 2 healing. 3. Rolled a natural 1 for you there. You're welcome. So you get 3 healing back, but it is the lowest possible amount of healing you can get from a second wind. Rushing out of the wasps here, getting to the edge of the flowers, turning around, bringing the shield and rapier up as the wasps kind of continue to buzz frantically. You see the form of Lyri do the Neo thing, steeling themselves against the next potential barrage of wasp stings, and healing for 3 HP. That is the end of your turn. There is nothing more you can do. It comes down to Snotflap here. Snotflap really can only do one thing as well. I just want to remind myself how his attack works, because if there's a way to not land in the swarm of wasps, I think he would choose to do that. If the attack hits, you can teleport to the dagger's location. Oh, I must remember that. He's actually not over there. He has to get to his dagger. Can he do that? "30 feet. He can Misty Step 30 feet. And then move the extra to collect his weapon, which he does. Lyri has 6 HP, yeah. And then Snotflap will launch his attack at these wasps. A 23 is going to hit. Launching this thing over. Snotflap just barrels forward. "Fuck it, I hate wasps." Ah! Throws this dagger through the air. You see it ignite with the sort of blue tinge of arcane energy as it cuts through a bunch of these wasps. We see them splitting, wings and halves of abdomens and things falling into the flowers as the blade passes through them. Then we see Snotflap's hand appear and grab this thing, landing on the other side of these wasps and dealing 8 piercing damage. Now I'm pretty sure these things have an advantage, or they're not. They can actually be disoriented, so they need to make a dex saving throw. A 3. They become disoriented. So the wasps, in the chaos of having a few of them cut down, of having this creature just appear in the mass of wasps and land, become disoriented, and they have disadvantage on their next attack roll, which is right now, and it is towards Snotflap. Now they still have more than half of their HP, so they're going to try and sting Snotflap this time, I think, as they move into Snotflap's range and swarm him. They're in the same space as him, and they launch an attack. Wow, it's lucky that was disadvantage, because that would have been a natural 20. That would have been a natural 20, but is in fact instead a 7. So Snotflap kind of just ducking down.
Oh shit, Leary, save me, save me, save me. I hate wasps.
That is the end of their turn. It is now Lyri's turn. You have 6 HP. You are 40 feet away from the wasps. What does Lyri do? I'll add in here, use potion of temporary. One action. You have 1 action, 1 bonus action, 1 reaction, and movement that you can do on your turn. So when you're seeing action on there, it means it's going to consume an action. But some of these other things use an action as well. I'm just not writing it every single time. Light a torch and run towards the wasps. Surround the wasps with wind wall. Reminder, Snotflap is in the same space as the wasps. Do you have quad vantage? That's a good shout. Do you have a quad vantage? I think you do. You'll have quad vantage on this attack. Also, we've got to spin the wheel. Jesus Christ, my brain is not on today. My bad. Let's do this first. We don't have a ranged attack. You do. You can attack with longbow. But you'll have to unequip the shield. So really, it is unequip shield and equip longbow, which would take your action. I guess that's it. Away you go. Choice is yours. What do you want to do? You have quad vantage if whatever you choose is a roll of any kind. I think on here is just attacks. The attack with a melee. Eight, but as a held action, there's no such thing. It's too complex for Baby's First D&D, which is what you're playing. You're playing Baby's First D&D. Every complex thing that is in D&D no longer exists. Held actions, I'm deleting them now. I mean, I guess you could have said that as well, but you didn't, so. If Baby doesn't want to hit Snotflap, then don't vote for Surround the Wasps with Wind Wall. I mean, the way that you guys play this is fucking crazy. The way that you guys play this is crazy. I mean, it just says what is going to happen on the screen. And then you vote for it and go, but I didn't expect it to do exactly what it said on the screen. Time to kill Snotflap then. Alright. You guys want to fucking cast Wind Wall on Snotflap. So, Wind Wall. A strong wall of wind rises up from the ground at a point you choose within range. You can make the wind wall up to 50 feet long, 15 foot high. You can shape it in any way you choose. Okay. I'm going to be fair here. Wind wall. So you want it to either surround them, not hit them. Okay, you're just going to do this. All right, okay, fine, fine. You create a wind wall like this. Right? Okay. Then Lyri pulls out the scroll in that, like, the most anime way as well. Everyone has a scroll in like a holster that they pull out in this setting and they flip it down. By the way, this setting I am going to release one day as a book. If you steal it, I'll kill you. You will hear from my lawyers because this is dope as shit. I'm rewriting this whole thing into like baby's first D&D. But also just having a scroll and that's how you cast magic and everyone has one and you write whatever is on your scroll on there is so cool to me. But really, what it comes down to is that I love the idea of a scroll holster, a scrollster. Pull that thing out, whip it down, and the arcane symbols, runes, written within this scroll on this vellum, Lyri speaks the words of the scroll and this huge wind wall suddenly appears around Snotflap and the wasps. The wasps kind of lose control immediately, just being near the edges of this wall. The wind wall not being the full sort of 50 feet huge circle that it could be, exclusively so that Snotflap has room to Misty step out, right? That's the plan. Lyri then stands with this wind wall going. Is it concentration? I think concentration still exists through the scroll casting, so we'll have, yes, sort of muttering under their breath to keep this spell going. Someone illustrate a remake of Caleb's spellbook. Does he have a spellbook holster? I'm like fucking 90 episodes into campaign 2 and I didn't know that. Fucking Critical Role is the Simpsons of D&D, you know. Crit Role did it. Oh fuck, really? Okay, fine. You were on a Halloween episode. I just watched the Halloween episode where they dressed up as their characters that they've played in media. So like Matt Mercer was dressed as McCree, and Caleb was dressed as Gara. Caleb, fucking what's his name, was dressed as Liam, was dressed as Gara, and but the best one was Marisha Ray because she just showed up as Soldier B. It's just like everyone's had to play Soldier B at some point. Made me laugh so much. Very good, very funny, very droll, very droll. All right. Wind wall rolled. I don't think you have any other bonus actions. That's the end of Lyri's turn. It's Snotflap's turn, who Misty steps out of there. Actually, no, Snotflap's going to try and fucking hit him.
Fuck you guys. I'm gonna hit you with this fucking thing anyway.
15 versus the AC of the wasps. Yep. He is going to deal 9 piercing damage to these things and then teleport out. Over here. Lyri and Snotflap covered in wasp stings He appears rolling through the grass, landing on his back and getting up.
Oh shit. Hey, great idea with the wall, by the way. I would never have thought of it, but I could definitely have done it too. Oh shit, this hurts so much.
Bats away like half of a wasp. He says,
I got some of them.
there's 6 wasps left within this thing. Now, what happens if they fly into it? Because they're wasps, they're stupid. They're just going to try and fly at it, right? They can't pass through the wall. When the wall appears, it does damage. So they just are trapped in there right now. You can't fire arrows in. And you can't throw the dagger in. The wasps are trapped. They're just trapped in there, dude. I don't think you can reshape the wall. No. So you can't shrink it. What does Leary do? There's really... These are all irrelevant. It's creative. What's the plan here? You can recast the wind wall, yeah. So you have a certain amount of casts of wind wall. You are down to 6 of a total of 7. It's a concentration spell, yeah. Can we use the whip? Smaller, loose, lightweight materials brought into the wall fly upwards. Arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched targets behind the wall deflected upwards. Boulders hurled by giants or siege engines are unaffected. I would say, I mean, it's doing 3d8 potentially bludgeoning damage as it lifts. I would imagine that the whip would definitely not pass through it. I think you probably couldn't even throw your hand through it unless you were maybe like a Goliath with a 20-inch strength. So, no. Wait and ready the bow. I'll allow it. Drop the wall and attack. Well, we'll do this. Change to bow. Ready attacks for both Snotflap and Leary. And then drop the wall. Throw a flaming torch inside. Run away. Exit. Flee combat. Okay, what do you want to do? There's your options. 4 options come up on the screen in your MMO. 4 options come up on your screen in your MMO. I need to make this song longer, don't I? Is it going to be unanimous? Could it be? If it's unanimous, you get to do a cool anime back-to-back moment. Wait for this to change to 1 minute. Wow. You timed that so well, magnesium-based wizard. Change to bow. Ready attacks of both Snotflap and Leary. Drop the wind wall and fire. Is that the plan? Okay. Leary and Snotflap. Well, I guess Leary's going to have to come to here so they can do it back to back. You've still not done the spins. I figured I would just see if you can do this battle. This battle was like from last week anyway, right? So instead of making you do a surprise round, you just don't get the wheel spins. They could make it worse, to be honest, so we don't know. We'll just do the fight. You have quad vantage, yes. Leary launches the Adamantite's shield to the ground, pulls the longbow off of their back, and readies an arrow. Snotflap, leaning up against Leary's leg here, brings the twin viper up which is the name of the dagger, right? Because it's the Twin Viper from Final Fantasy VII, up to his face, and the two of them hold and they're ready. Lyri says, "Prepared?" Snopflap says,
Let's kill these fucking wasps. Wasps are evil.
Lyri drops the wind wall. And the attacks go. The first attack from Lyri with quad vantage start rolling. We'll take all 4 of them here. +6 to the roll. To start rolling, we take the highest of the next 4 rolls that come up. Exclamation point roll d20 in the chat room. How did you make a fight with wasps so cool? 10. Can you beat a 10? Can you beat a 10? Keep rolling. A 6. No, we're taking the 10 still. 2 more. Two more. Keep rolling. Exclamation point roll d20. An 18. Okay, can you beat an 18? Can you get a natural 20 here? Next roll. Last one. Can you nat 20 it? You've definitely hit, but can you get a nat 20? A 3. No. We're taking the 18, which makes that a 24 to hit. Lyri fires the longbow here. Ignore that 9. Snopflap throws the warp dagger at the same time. Gets a nat 20 of his own. The wind wall drops. The wasps swarm out and start launching towards Lyri and Snopflap. Lyri launches an arrow, deals 10 piercing, kills all of them regardless, but for the sake of let's see how much damage they would have done in total. 21 damage in total. The two of them, this arrow flies forward, catching so many of these wasps. You see them all torn apart by this arrow as it slides through the air. Snopflap throws the Twin Viper dagger flying through the air. The arrow launches out into the sea. The wasps all fall to the ground. Snopflap teleports to the arrow, grabs it, and lands. And the two of them have successfully defeated the wasps. Damn, that was good. That was a good ending. That was a good ending. How much XP do you get off these wasps? 100? 50? I'll give you an extra 5. I'll give you an extra 5 for how cool that was. What do you got? 668, 668 plus 55, 723 XP you're at. Not quite at the level up. You need 900 XP. You're close. Very close to level 3. Incredible work. Well done. Incredible. Clear that. Damn, boys. And you find yourselves once again back in the, out of combat. And you continue to be in amongst all of the wildflowers. Now, you've failed the wildflowers challenge, so it is now just a defunct bunch of wildflowers, but you do have a bunch of wheel spins. Let's do those now. Thank you for the subs. Magnesium Base Wizard, Nyanar, Kip, Shadow, Cheesio let's see what you get. If you're enjoying the show, please don't hesitate to subscribe, because this is the only way I make money, because no one subscribes during the week anymore. And every 10 gift subs we spin a wheel and a random thing will happen. Oh, you want that to go back up to 10? Okay, 4 wheel spins. First one. You get an item. Okay, roll me a d20, chat. You get a random item. An 8. I'll take that 8 right there. I'll take that first 8. Beef jerky. There's some pocket lint stuck to it. Some old beef jerky. Pocket jerky. We'll call it pocket jerky. Which is a totally different thing on a different website, I'm sure. You get some pocket jerky. Lovely. Delicious. Extra seasoning. I hope that was worth 5 gift sets. Another wheel spin here. You got 4 of them. This is the second one. What else you get? Spin for companion. So this is for Snotflap. Snotflap gets something. A boss battle. Okay, I need to think about this. I need to think about this. I need to think about what that means. Because this is specifically a boss battle for Snotflap. Alright, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. But let's spin the wheel 2 more times. Wild Magic Surge, which is a 1d 10,000. 5,464. Jesus Christ. Gotta find my table. 5,464. Lyri now growls like a lion whenever they are upset. Which is apparently a curse. Growls like a lion whenever they are upset, which is honestly fucking cool as shit. Can you even imagine if whenever you imagine getting upset, and when you get upset you growl like a fucking lion? You know? Someone's like, and also, by the way, I would ask you to make sure you put the bloody toilet seat down when you go. It's okay, I don't mind. It's not like I put the toilet seat down, and I don't lift the toilet seat for you after I've gone, so it's fine. +1 to intimidate. Well, if you get upset, if Lyri is upset at something and you try to intimidate, I would definitely allow for a bonus to intimidation. We'll probably just give you advantage as and when. Just don't let me forget, because I will forget this stuff, and you also are in charge of remembering everything. Otherwise, you know, you'll miss it. Right, last wheel spin. Another item. Start rolling. I'll take the first one. Whatever the first number is that you people roll. A 9. A yo-yo. These toys are very popular among gnomes. A gnomish yo-yo. A gnomish yo-yo. Alright. Now, the real question is, what is going on with Snotflap? Snotflap and Leary kind of fall into the grass here. And I'll give you the option to take a short rest. Type yes or no in the chat room. If you would like to have a short rest. Yes, yes, yes. No, yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. What do you get on a short rest here? On a short rest, your second wind comes back. And you can roll up to 2 hit dice. So let's see how much HP you can get back. 9. Pretty good. Well. Oh shit. Why did you close it? Uh, 9, so that's 14. Roll another hit dice. Just type yes or no in the chat room. You have a second hit die you can use. You have 14 of 18 HP here. Snotflap just goes to full HP because he's an NPC. 6 plus 9 equals 15. Did I say 15 and wrote 14? So yes, we're going to use the other hit die. You've got no more hit die, but you're at maximum health. I think that's it. That's all you get. That's Murder, She Wrote. Okay. You could switch out some of this other stuff, but there's no point. Okay. It is at this point that there is a rumbling. Snotflap looks at his cup of water, which is sitting on the side of the jeep that they're saying. And those little circle ripples come out. Snotflap looks at Leary and says,
Do you sense something bad is about to happen?
and Leary says, I don't sense something bad is about to happen. I know something bad is about to happen. What is that noise? Suddenly there is a...
I knew it. Snotflap, you son of a bitch. How dare you? How dare you come to my wildflower patch?
dove, 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 dove. Looking up, Snotflap's eyes widen.
Oh shit. We gotta get out of here.
Leary says, who is that? Running towards Snotflap is a giant goblin. Blue fur, red eyes, but probably about 8 feet tall. Absolutely built like a brick shithouse.
That's my brother. That's Big Flap.
Big Flap is running towards Leary and Snotflap.
Dove, 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 dove.
Everything slows down. What does Leary and Snotflap do? Fight. Flee. Any other options in here? Offer Big Flap jerky as a peace offering. Talk him down. Distract him with the yo-yo. Freeze. Snotflap slaps Leary to make her upset for the +1 intimidation. Snotflap is, first of all, not aware that Leary can growl because it's never happened. Size him up. Leary's also not aware. Offer a sip of whiskey from the flask. Gift some subs and hope for an incredible wheel spin to give you a Deus Ex Machina or a teleport. That's what Shadow's hoping for. Oh. A brotherly fight in a flower field. Windwall. Okay, the choice is yours. The vote is up. Bew and Shadow coming in to try and save Leary with money. Do a wheel spin immediately after this. What's it gonna be? Snotflap was also a boss battle. That's true. Let's see, what's the maximum deadly challenge I can make you fight at this current level? Deadly. There's your size him up. The plan is to offer him jerky as a peace offering. That's the plan. Oh. Leary pulls out from their pocket a rank-looking, dirty, old bit of lint-covered beef jerky and holds it forward. Here, would you like this? We can all talk this out or something. A peace offering. Make me a persuasion check with disadvantage. You have a +3 to your persuasion checks. Exclamation point, roll d20. We'll take the second and the third rolls. $16. Take the lower of the two. We take the lower of the two rolled numbers. Oh, why does my stomach always hurt? One more. A 16. Two 16s. Okay. So that's a 3. It's a 19. Is pretty good. Let me see here what Big Flap's stats are. Why doesn't this fucking work? I think this works. He slows down.
What is that?
It's glancing down at Snotflap. Snotflap looking up at Lyri. It's beef jerky. Here, try it. This enormous creature comes to a stop in front of Lyri.
Delicious.
Great. Okay. So perhaps we can work this out between you two.
No. I'll be back. Snotflap.
He turns around and walks away.
And get away from my flowers.
I'm adding to the wheel spin. Big Flap attacks. Big Flap attacks. Okay. Big Flap attacks is on the wheel spin. Snotflap says,
How the fuck did you do that? He's fucking crazy. He's been trying to kill me since we were kids.
Lyri says, that's your brother. I thought you were a goblin.
I am a goblin. He ain't. I don't know what he is. He's half bugbear, I think.
Half a bugbear. He's bigger than any bugbear I've ever seen.
I know. I don't know what Ma was feeding him, but she didn't give any to me.
Right. And his name is Big Flap.
Yeah, Big Flap, because he's big. And I'm Snotflap, because I got lots of snot in me.
Right. But why does he want to kill you?
He's always wanted to kill me. I think it started because when we was younger, I tried to eat him.
You tried to eat him.
Yeah, he wasn't always big. He was just smaller than me when he was born. He was a big baby, but he was still smaller than me when he was born.
Right. And the part where you said that you were going to...
Yes, I tried to eat him. Because they look delicious. I've eaten like 6 or 7 of my siblings.
You've eaten 6 or 7 of your siblings?
Yeah. How many did you eat of yours?
None. I don't... What? Why would anyone eat that? That's barbaric.
I'm a goblin. I'm an evil little goblin.
That's right. You are an evil little goblin. And that's the end of that scene. What does Leary do now? I can't believe you got away with that. You're a double 16s. Talk to the witch. Leary spins the wheel. Do you have another wheel spin? Try to eat Snot Flap. Pick some flowers for Big Flap next time. I'm sure there's no more wasps in there. Oh, I'm sure. Is that it? Any other options? Go west whenever you run out of stuff to do. Alright, the choice is yours. Talk to the witch, try to eat Snot Flap, pick some flowers for Big Flap next time, or go west. Do we have another wheel spin? Am I stupid? I thought that was your wheel spin. Am I crazy? Dude, I was queuing up the fucking Metal Gear Solid 4 Snake versus Liquid. Combat theme. For if you had done brother versus brother in the flower field, it would have been a completely different sub game. I would have invented on the spot the bot, you know, the ending. The ending. It would have been 100% would have happened. And may still. And I think probably will happen next time. No matter what happens, when Big Flap finally catches up to Snot Flap, a huge field of white flowers appears around them. Or they're fighting on top of Arsenal Rex. Whatever it's called. Talk to the witch. Okay. We have a wheel spin. Let's do that real quick. A wheel spin. Thank you very much, BB Shadow. I thought that was the one that brought in the thing. My brain isn't working. Domain expansion. I swear to God, I have no control over this. I swear to God. Snot Flap says,
But that's the thing. I killed like my whole family. I killed them. And not just the babies, but the men, and the women, and the children too.
Leary starts walking towards the witch's hut. That's awful, Snot Flap.
And ever since that day, he's been trying to kill me. He's been trying to get to me and break my back like Bane with Batman.
With what?
And so you see, I knew one of these days he was gonna catch me. I knew it. Today is that day, Leary. Today is the day I must face my brother.
And he turns around.
Hey! Big Flap! You big fat dickhead! You can't run from me! Get your ass back over here, motherfucker! It's dinner time, and I've worked up quite the appetite. It's time to die, you son of a bitch.
A huge field of flowers. All of the flowers in the field turn white. All of the flowers turn white. All of the flowers turn white. Big Flap turns around.
Look who grew a backbone. You motherfucker.
Hey, don't talk about my mother that way.
It's time for Snot Flap to fight Big Flap. It's time. Now, I don't have white flowers, but it is a field of white flowers. Now, the only thing I could find that is good enough is a Bugbear stats for Big Flap. Guys, you're playing as Snot Flap. Big Flap in this fight, whether you want to or not, because he is the villain. Whether you want to or not, you are representing Snot Flap. Roll some initiatives. Roll an initiative. We'll take the second roll. Okay. Snot Flap has 5 HP. Big Flap has 5 HP. What did you get? An 11. Let's roll for Big Flap. A 7. Each combatant starts with 5 HP. Big Flap has an enormous, like, club in his hand. It's like just a chunk of a tree, basically, and he throws it down. Snot Flap brings out the Twin Viper dagger, and it launches into the ground. In the background, Lyri pulls out the rapier, and Snot Flap does one of those. Holds a hand up to her. The first person to punch in this duel. It's a CQC fight. Snot Flap rushes forward. Big Flap rushes forward. The two of them bring up their hands. Snot Flap leaps into the air at his much larger younger brother, bringing his hand up into a fist. Roll me a d20. A roll of 10 or higher deals 1 damage to Big Flap. A roll of 19 or 20 is a crit and will deal 2. A roll of 9 or lower misses.
I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time,
And we take the second roll.
there'll be no one
Is that a fucking 20? You deal 2 damage.
else. It's the way I
Snotflap leaps into the air. The flowers rush up behind him, a rush of white flowers. You see Big Flap's face, his jaw turn to one side as Snotflap lands behind him, rolls over in the flowers. Ha! Big Flap turns, bringing up his fist. He attempts to strike Snotflap. A 9! Hits the ground as Snotflap rolls to one side. Your turn. Roll d20. Exclamation point roll d20 in the chat. Snotflap brings his little tiny small fists back up. We take the second roll. A 9 or lower is a miss. A 10 or higher deals 1 damage. A 19 or a 20 will deal 2 damage. A 19. Shoryuken. Snotflap lifts up into the air with an uppercut. The enormous form of Big Flap takes another 2 damage. Stumbling backwards, Snotflap lands on the ground, looks up at his much larger younger brother.
Ha! Not doing too great, huh? Should have trained up on your CQC, you big prick.
Big Flap, stumbling around, birds flying around his head, blood running from one of his lips. We'll roll. An 18. A moment of clarity and lucidity. Snotflap takes a hit. A huge fist landing on Snotflap, but it crushes all the way down into the ground, and then underneath it, Snotflap does the Spider-Man thing of lifting the fist up.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
Go. Your turn. Roll. We take the second roll. A 4. Throwing his brother's hand up into the air, Snotflap pulls his hand back and smacks his much larger brother in the stomach. It does nothing. He looks up at the much larger creature, who rolls a 12, which is going to hit, who slaps Snotflap. This strike pushing Snotflap across the field of flowers, turning him over, lifting up flowers behind him. Snotflap is punched across the field. It's your turn. Start rolling. One more. He's got 1 HP. Snotflap's down to 3. Second roll. We take the second roll. Is that the second roll? The 8? Damn. Another miss. Snotflap jumps up, runs forward. Nothing but air. The much larger form of Big Flap just does that kind of instant transmission anime thing of appearing behind him. A huge hand coming up. 10. 1 damage. Snotflap launched across the field. Does that thing where he sort of almost like a pebble being thrown across water and coming to a stop as it strikes into the shield, Lyri's shield that they have planted in the ground right now. Are you sure you don't need some help?
No, I don't need some help. This motherfucker, I ain't even warmed up.
Snotflap jumps up, bleeding from a few cuts and bruises, his lip bleeding, looks over at his brother, also looking cut up, and rushes forward again. Your turn, roll. We take the second roll. He's on 1 HP. Snotflap down to 2. A 9.
Come here, you motherfucker.
The two of them do that thing where they punch each other in the face. Ah! He brings his like tiny little fist up. Big Flap brings his much larger fist up. Roll again. Big Flap rolled a 2. A 6, no, second roll. We take the second roll. Another 2. Snotflap drops low. A low kick to the ankle. Again, does absolutely nothing. Like kicking a tree trunk. Big Flap. A 14. Crushes Snotflap again. Snotflap down to 1 HP. Big Flap on 1 HP. This is it, guys. Roll D20 in the chat. You gotta beat a 10 or higher. A 5. Snotflap jumps up. His eye swollen. Can't see out of his left eye.
You ain't got the best of me yet, you motherfucker.
A weak wristed punch. Big Flap. A 4. Another one. The two of them. Punching each other weakly. Each of them pulls out a little nano EpiPen. Roll. Roll D20 in the chat. Can you hit? You've got to beat a 10. Second roll. There was a 10 there, but it's the next roll. A 15. A 15. Snotflap looks up at his much larger brother.
It's time to end this.
He does a somersault. His bottom, the Big Flap's jaw stuck as this backflip somersault from Snotflap catches him. As Big Flap is spiraling and spinning backwards, Snotflap lands, teleports behind Big Flap, an elbow to the spine. Teleports again above him, brings both hands down on his head. Teleports again underneath him, punches upwards in the crutch. Snotflap appears next to Big Flap's head, 2 hands on his shoulder.
Time to die, you big bitch.
And bites Big Flap's ear off. With his ear in his mouth, Snotflap teleports. Appearing behind him, Snotflap reclaims the weapon from the ground, bringing it up and aiming it at Big Flap. Does Snotflap kill Big Flap? Yes. No. The choice is yours. Standing behind him, the Twin Viper dagger in his hand, aiming it at Big Flap. Big Flap standing there, dizzy. The choice is yours. Yes. Launching the dagger towards Big Flap. This thing flies straight into the nape at the back of Big Flap's neck. The huge form of Big Flap falls to the ground on his knees.
Brother, know this. You may defeat me in flesh, but I will haunt you to the end of my days. For mother, for father, for Piss Flap, for them all. I will never stop hunting.
Falling into the flowers. All of the white flowers return to colors. Snotflap teleports once more. Standing on the back of the form and corpse of his brother, he pulls the Twin Viper dagger out of his brother's neck. Leary's playing with a yo-yo in the background. Right, so that's how this works. Wow, this is quite fun. Are you quite finished? A giant dead goblin bugbear creature sits in a field, Snotflap standing on the back of it. Bloodied, eyes swollen, lips all busted up, scratched and broke. One of his arms hanging limp, you know, pulled from the socket at the shoulder. He lifts one hand up to the sky. Snotflap is victorious. He needs to win. He needs to get something for it. What does he get? Does he get a boost to his strength? Snotflap.
He will steal your stuff. He knows a null, a regular null. He has a knife. Messer. Knife with not flap. Aber nicht am Deutschen.
You know what I'm gonna give him? I'm gonna give him the fucking Hobgoblin fucking war cry thing. He needs a fear-based thing, because he is fucking evil as shit, and you just defeated the most powerful goblin in the world. And he's very clearly evil. Let's give him, what's like, what's a synonym for like lord? You know, or like demigod or something. I mean, he's just devil, isn't he? Devil of the goblins. Devil of the goblins. And then what I want is the... I guess we'll do as a bonus action. Snotflap lets out a war cry. All enemies within, or all creatures hostile to Snotflap within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw at DC 14 or become frightened for 1 minute. You can repeat the save at the end of their turns. Gives him something else to do on a bonus action, so we can switch. We can pick between. This should probably go in here actually. I'm gonna make it an action so I can remember it. Devil Goblin War Cry. As a bonus action, Snotflap lets out a war cry. All creatures hostile to Snotflap within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute. They can repeat the save at the end of the turns. Do you know what? This is even like, this is so insane for Snotflap as well, because he teleports everywhere. So when you're like frightened of stuff, you can't move closer to it. So it's just gonna, it's chaos. He's such a chaotic creature. I love goblins so much, dude. I fucking love goblins so much. Hilarious. My stomach hurts so badly. I need one of these antacid things. Hey, if you're enjoying the stream, it's killing me. But feel free to subscribe if you're enjoying today's episode. This has been another fucking... You haven't done anything. You haven't moved anywhere episode. These are currently the only streams that make me any money in the week, so... Subscribe if you like. Man, I wish my stomach didn't feel like I had been poisoned. Feels like I've been stabbed. Jesus. Do you think we'll actually ever start the first quest? Probably not. There we go. Another wheel spin for you. Here we go. Oh, I need to take off. A wild magic surge, and also let me remove the big flap attack. Oh, that's low. 443 out of 10,000. 443 on the wild magic. Oh, we can't do that. That won't make any sense. 7,126. I reserve the right to change them. Target's dominant hand grows an eyeball in its palm. Oh, what the fuck? While this fight is going on, Lyri is completely perplexed as they look down at their hand and a fucking eyeball grows in it and starts looking around. Eyeball on the right hand. Is it our eye? No. I don't think it is. I think it's a different colour. And I think it's got the Mangekyo Sharingan on it. Any excuse to say the word Mangekyo, and I'll take it. Will it give us a bonus to aiming the bow? No, if anything, I think it would probably make it more difficult, but I'm not going to do that to you. Jesus, you dud. I don't think this is... I don't... A dud. Thank you for the bits. Now, they don't go towards anything in this stream in particular, but I accept the cash. Literally done so. Fuck, I hate these pills so much. Make me a perception check, chat. Let's see if the witch is still there after all of this. You have a +2 to this roll. We take the second roll. Thank you for the subs today, everyone. I appreciate it very much. It is legitimately the only way I'm able to pay rent, thanks to this Sunday stream of D&D. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. This was really fun. This is it makes me want to run a one-on-one D&D show. Maybe when and if Lyri either dies or completes the quest and we do a campaign 3, maybe we'll do a little stupid thing in between where I just run Maya through a fucking one-on-one campaign for 4 weeks. But we add the wheel spin to it. Maya as well, you know. The most min-maxer having to deal with the wheel spins. He'll go insane. He'll go insane. Liam. I should run Liam through it. I really should run a game just for Liam and just make him play as Liam. Liam playing as Liam and he just teleports into fucking Neverwinter or something, you know? You arrive at Luskan, Rime of the Frost Maiden. Stygian Liam. No, I'm not putting Stygian Liam in there. Keep Stygian away from me. I can't deal with whatever demonic fucking Stygian Liam thing that would come up. What happened after Big Flap arrived? It was the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Riviera Leon, thank you for the 34 months. What was I doing? Oh, you were doing a perception check. What was it? A 17. +2, so it's a 19. Yeah, you can still see. So, you know, on a rocky outcropping, probably something similar to this piece of artwork here, you can see across the bay that there is a sort of tall, slender figure, an old woman wearing kind of a sort of a cloak that is made of like kelp and fish scales and things. She has kind of long hair that's flowing down around her. Again, it moves not with the wind, but with the tide. So it sort of flows, and if you were to just glance, you would assume it was blowing in the wind, but actually you recognize that it's moving with the flow of the tide instead of the flow of the wind. A very old looking woman with these sort of striking features, standing, continuing to just watch what is happening. This kind of old looking water witch doesn't strike you as sort of evil, you know, but you never know with these witches, do you? Standing on the edge of this rock. What does Lyri do, I guess? We're going to head towards the witch. That was the original plan, but I'll give you a reset. Go to the witch. Don't know why I did it like that. Riv, thank you for the resub and the 4 gift subs as well. 5 more and we'll do another wheel spin. She saw all of it, yeah. Scream and wave at the witch. Show snot flap yo-yo skills. Yell, how do I remove curses? Ask Snotflap if we should bury his brother. You need to cross a little bit of water, yeah. Check Big Flap for loot. Got it? Alright, away you go. Those are your options. Go to the witch, scream and wave at the witch, show Snotflap your yo-yo skills, yell, how do I remove curses, ask Snotflap if we should bury his brother, and check Big Flap for loot are the options here. You can vote by typing the number next to the thing you want to vote for in the chat. What would you like to do today? Check Big Flap for loot. You turn around thinking, oh, I should probably check Big Flap for some loot. And as you look over into the center of this field of flowers, what you witness is a grim sight. Having started with the eyes and worked his way down the body, Snotflap has consumed 85% of Big Flap. Blood and gore over his face. Bits of bone and sinew running down his blue fur. The little evil red eyes look up at you from the desiccated corpse of his younger brother.
Oh shit, did you want some?
He holds up a leg.
Did you want some, Larry? Or, I'm sorry, I didn't really save you any. I was very hungry after that fight.
He's eaten everything except for the Great Club, which you can have as a weapon. Great Club. Club. Great Club. Which is a 1d8 plus 1 bludgeoning, because you have to use strength for it, presumably. And you're a dex-based fighter. So it's a good backup weapon. We'll call it Big Flap's Great Club. Pop it up at the top so it goes with all the other weapons. Longbow. Rapier. This way I can toggle them on and off if I want later on. Light crossbow. Leather armor. Arrows. Crossbow bolts. Just an enormous great club that belongs to a fucking enormous bugbear type creature. Lyri just picks it up, does the thing, like anime thing of just sticking it on their back. So they have this just a huge great club now whenever they go around. So that way, if you're ever disarmed of the rapier, you can at least fall back on the great club. It's a +3 to hit instead of a +4 with the rapier, and it does 1 less bludgeoning damage. So you're better off with the rapier as a melee weapon, but it's still a decent backup. It's not like the better fit for the club. No, he's small. He's a small creature. So he's too small to... If he tries to use the great club, he would have disadvantage on every strike. Snotflap has eaten his entire brother. Everything else has been consumed by Snotflap. So there's no... We can get rid of those 2 options and see what you want to do now. Go to the witch, scream and wave at the witch, show Snotflap yo-yo skills, or yell, "How do I remove curses?" At the witch, presumably. That is the most realistic flesh-tearing noises I've ever heard. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the flesh-tearing noises. I could have done Foley, but instead I chose to do precisely nothing with my life. Absolutely nothing of worth whatsoever. 5 more gift subs and we'll spin the wheel. Could be your last chance to spin the wheel. Bubu heard me before I even started saying it. Bubu was like, listening on an NSA surveillance device, Bubu. I mean, so the FBI, a CIA agent, Homeland Security. Fucking Christ. The proof. Do you need more proof? Bubu. Overriding the stream delay. Jesus. Bekor, thank you very much for the gift sub. Shadow, thanks for the gift sub. 2 more. Gonna head to the witch. Give me an athletics check. Lyri says, come on. Snotflap jumps up. He is now at full health after his fight. And Snotflap jumps up and heads over towards where Lyri is standing. And he says,
I can't swim, you know that?
well, it's not that far. We've just got to make it over to the little island over there.
I ain't doing it. I'm not getting in that water.
All right. Would you like to take Snotflap with you? Or leave him... Temporarily. I'll put the word temporarily because you'll all be like, I'm not leaving him behind. Temporarily leave him at the shore. What dice did you roll? Still going? Keep going on the dice rolls as well. Can we take his dagger and he teleports? I'd say it's further than 30 feet. He can make a 30-foot leap. A 15? Okay. Okay. He folds his arms.
I'm not going in the water. I hate the water. Disgusting.
What do you want to do? Covered in blood, all around his mouth. The blood of his own sibling, which he has consumed. Alright, temporarily leaving Snotflap at the shore. Leary says, fine, wait here and don't wander too far. I'll be back. I'm going to go and visit with that woman over there and see if perhaps, well, I suppose at worst she's a fortune teller, at best some sort of witch that might be able to help with some of these curses. Look at this. Holds the hand up with the eyeball in it.
Oh shit. Is that always like that?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Can you at least wash yourself before I get back?
I'll think about it. If I find out where washing is, I'll do it.
Leary dives into the water and starts swimming across, which was your athletics check, and you rolled a 15 plus 3, so it's an easy swim for Leary. Even with the armor, the shield, the great club, Leary is in sort of absolute top health, and makes swimming out across this thing pretty easy. With Snotflap sits down and pulls out of his pocket like a large blue finger and just starts chewing on it like a dog with a bone, watching Leary swim over towards the island where Erindra, the water witch of Tidefall Isle, waits for you. And that is where we end our session, but not before we do another wheel spin. Get one more wheel spin. Let's see what you get to start next week with before you begin the water part of the campaign. A Deus Ex. Fuck it, let's do it now. What Deus Ex would you like to happen? Now, this can be a powerful thing if you'd like it to be. This can be borderline anything. So a Deus Ex is usually like something. A Deus Ex Machina is in writing is something that just like happens in the last moment to sort of save the heroes. It happens a lot in TV shows and stuff. But we're sort of using it as like one fucking super magic, like a wish. It's basically like, what wish spell would you like to happen here? So you have one wish. What do you wish for? And we're going to do this. New companion. You want a new companion? All right. After everything Snotflap did for you today. Remove curse. Don't forget the monkey paw. No, forget it. The witch knows. Ugh, the witch knows why we are there, and removes all of our curses and bestows a temporary buff on us. A wayward Lancelot sits beside the witch. It would make sense. He found a couple of witches on his way. Una Sarwe. Whatever the fuck that cat's called. The eye to your forehead, giving you a 5th sense. I mean, it is literally in your hand. But the eye goes to your forehead. Snotflap gets more strength from consuming his brother fully. Does new companion mean Snotflap disappears? No, but you can have one companion. You can only have one companion at a time. Think like Fallout or Skyrim style. So Snotflap goes to like the Pokey Center and just sits waiting to be summoned up again. Snotflap turns good. Cannot be hurt, transformed, moved, or imprisoned by the witch. Alright, those'll do. There we go. So the options are, this is just one, a wish. A wish happens. Snotflap goes with us. New companion. Remove curse. The witch knows why we are there and removes all of our curses and bestows a temporary buff on us. A wayward Lancelot sits behind the witch. The eye moves to your forehead and gives you a 5th sense. Then we already have 5. Snotflap gets more strength from consuming... The eyeball can smell. Snotflap gets more strength from consuming his brother fully. Snotflap turns good. Or you sort of, in preparation for arriving at the witch's hut, cannot be hurt, transformed, moved, or imprisoned by the witch. By the way, the most Chrono Trigger song I could find. The witch. Do you know what's hilarious? I vaguely prepared this session. You know, I'm always like, I never prepare these. I sort of, because I knew last week that you were going to go and see this witch, I vaguely prepared it. And I've just been dreading the fact that like we started playing this and you spun the wheel and it was teleport again. I always forget about teleport. I was like, oh, I'll just like get a couple of songs and stuff that sound kind of cool. And just, then I'm like, oh, what if they teleport straight away? Again, I vaguely prepared a whole thing. I mean, you probably still would have got there eventually. Okay, the witch knows why we are there. I'm going to copy this and paste it into my notes, because we're going to get to it next time. The witch knows why we are there and removes all of our curses and bestows a temporary buff on us. Did you read my notes? Did you people read my notes? You sons of bitches. Been reading my notes again, haven't you? Huh? It gets... Look how dark it gets. It's like so weird. Guys, thank you so much for playing. That is the end of today's session. I am dying. My stomach is killing me. I get such bad stomach aches. Like, it literally feels like either someone is in my stomach stabbing it with little knives, or like I've literally just been... Someone has just lanced a fucking pike through my back. And I just have to sit there and feel like that for absolutely ages. It's... Nothing clears it either. I think it's psychological, which is so weird because it's an effect of coming off of this medication. I think it's just psychological. So like I can't really take like medicines or drink water or whatever to clear it because it's just a medicine-based thing. It's so weird. It's the weirdest feat. I've had it pretty consistently since June, but when it hurts like it has hurt today, like halfway through this session, my stomach just started hurting so badly. And I love it, man. I love it so much. But I need to go and not be streaming, basically. I'm actually going to go and cook a bunch of chili up for this week. I'm going to do a week's worth of chili. So it's going to be my mid-afternoon here, and then I'm going to watch that last episode of Arcane. That's my plan. And then tonight, Deathless on Table Story. If you like D&D, if you've enjoyed this session of D&D, and you'd like to watch more D&D, either GM'd by me or just GM'd by other people who are good and better than me, predominantly better than I am, and you can tune into Table Story, which is a D&D channel that I co-run with some other streamers and other people. And tonight we have a sort of vampire-ish, VTM-ish show, which is called Deathless. That starts at 8 p.m. UK time, which is 3 Eastern, and that is about 3 hours and 20 minutes from now. If you want to watch that, I'll see you there because it's really good. I've been watching that one. We also have Pathfinder, if you're interested in a Pathfinder campaign, on Mondays. IGM on Tuesdays for a show called Cura. We also have new shows on Wednesday and Thursday this week. If you want to watch something kind of light-hearted and fun, then tune in. I mean, probably. If you want to watch something that will start out light-hearted and fun. Wait, you can't do this to me now. All right, fine. I'll put this up on the screen. Am I still in the Roll20? I am. There you go. All of a sudden was like, but I want to spin it. Hey, can I please spin a... Can I possibly... Excuse me, mister? Excuse me, mister? Would you be interested perhaps in maybe... Could you spin a wheel for me? I'll do it for 5 more subs. All of a sudden, thank you for the 5 gift subs right at the very end of the stream. Welcome in. Good to see you, pal. Shadow was like, me, goddammit, I want to spin that wheel. I want to spin that wheel, boy. Spin wheel. You know what? Just because all of a sudden might not see it, I'll do it right now. A wild magic surge. $6,075. Why do I keep closing this every time I use it? And then needing it again. $6,000. Thought that crashed then. The whole computer's going to blow up from opening a fucking PDF. $6,075. So many people have already clicked off, by the way, and then the game continued. My favorite thing. Target shouts as though others can barely hear him. Like all the time. Target shouts all the time. What is the lore to explain the wheel effect and what Leary thinks about it? It is a mechanic in the game. It is in the lore, it's a thing called the spell wind. There is a flux we actually have that when we created the world, because everything was created completely randomly, part of it was that years and years and like way, like a previous age, a very long time ago, a fool wizard performed a wish spell that tore at the very fabric of existence, upending the rules of magic, creating the spell wind, which is what the wheel is. So random magic effects happen in the world. So if you're walking along and you just get a potion, it's like an everyday thing for everyone in the world. Just a pure RNG element to the world called the spell wind. Also, it reduced the ability for mere mortals to cast spells with ease, which is why everyone casts spells through scrolls. And it allowed the demons in, who rule the world, and we haven't even got anywhere near that. Yeah, it's the legally distinct spellwind, which is in everything though. Cord fucking probably hates me for it, but any random thing like that, I call it the spellwind. I don't give a shit. It's so good. Just like how I call like the energy that is underneath all of these worlds the live stream. Also, the city that Lyria is from believes the world was created by being hatched from the egg of a world-bearing chicken. So don't forget that exists in the world. Demi-humans are common, but humans are rare as well. There's quite a few like random things we haven't got to yet. There are parts of the world where there's like gunpowder and steam power, but we haven't seen any of that. There's loads of silver everywhere. Because of the demons, it's assumed. So like when we created the world is very interesting for this campaign. We've just not really done any of it because we've been wandering up and down this same coast. This one was built to last a little bit longer than the Gary campaign, which it is doing very well. But beyond that, I don't know the lore. I haven't been sitting, typing away lore for this setting. I don't even know the name of this world yet because it hasn't come up in the game, so I don't know either. It's been a really fun way to run a campaign, to be honest. I wish I could sort of justify doing something like this for Table Story, which is it's almost what non-canon is, but not really. It's almost what Oracle's Rest is, but not really. It's just that I know having so much of the narrative come down to RNG just leaves the potential for it to just be a really big, boring sandbox, which I'm just not willing to chance with Table Story at this point. But I do want to run something a lot more lighthearted. I think my next long-term campaign is going to be a very traditional D&D game, rather than like Mistlight or the end of the world, Cura. It's going to be a bit more grounded, at least at the beginning. I'm sure they'll fight God at the end because I can't help myself, but we'll see. I've sort of got plans in the back of my head, but just been working on so many things. Non-canon kind of put 2 things on hold for me. I can't really justify any more time to work on either the Mistlight 2 thing that I'm doing or the next campaign. And normally by now I'm writing my next campaign, so whatever I run next is going to be dog shit, because by now in the back end of a campaign I'm normally in the pre-writing process for the next thing. But non-canon has kind of fucked me, so I'm really hoping it doesn't ruin the next thing I run. We'll see. We'll know by this time next year whether the next thing I run is shit. If anything, I actually think it might be helpful, because it's going to force me to be a bit more improv-y and run it a little more on the fly, which I actually kind of want to do, because things like what happened today with this are very fun. They're just quite hard to justify when you want to run something on something a bit more professionally like Table Story. Anyway, speaking of Table Story, I'm getting out of here. Remember to tune in to Deathless tonight. We have Gatewalker's Pathfinder tomorrow. Tuesday is a D&D game called Cura that I run, and most importantly, Wednesday we have a brand new show starting up called Tidal Blades 2 Return to Moria. Tidal Blades 2 Back to the Future 3 with the big train, I hope. That's what I'm hoping from it. I don't know anything about it. Back to the Future 3, but it's frogs on a train I swear to God, is what I'm hoping for. If she doesn't do that, I'm going to be pissed. If it isn't basically Back to the Future 2, I'm really going to be annoyed with her at this point. So, how long until Deathless? 3 hours. 3 hours from now on Table Story, not here. And then on Thursday, we have another brand new show called Main Character. RegaliaCon is on Thursday. I expect you to be there. Nothing worse than when someone says that is their PB. We are just happily working on your stream and someone's like, you've got 15 minutes. Yeah, RegaliaCon Thursday, that's it. Non-canon Friday. Back here next Sunday for more Twitch Plays D&D. And I'm going to carry on playing Silent Hill tomorrow. Tomorrow is Silent Hill. 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope today was fun. Was as fun for you as it was for me. I really enjoyed this. This was crazy. I really love these sessions. These sessions are really nice for me. They're a bit like a GM workout for me. And not that I don't take it seriously, but it's kind of hard to take too seriously because it's so like procedurally generated and mad. But it lets me work out sort of a different muscle group almost, in that I very much have to sort of improv and come up with weird little mini games and come up with these weird little, tiny little moments and things and characters and elements on the fly because I can't predict what the wheel's going to do or where you're going to go and stuff. And it does feel a bit like a GM workout for me. It's very fun. So hopefully this informs my future table story shows in a way that will improve my GMing. I really enjoy running these every week, and I very much appreciate everyone coming out and supporting me, giving me some money for running them. I hope that it was worth the cold hard cash that you've been squirreling away only to spend on a stupid streamer on a Sunday morning. If it was, great. And if it wasn't, you don't get your money back. You wasted it. Sucks to be you. Now get the hell out of here. I said get the hell out of here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. Tune into Table Story tonight. See you then. Ta-ta for now.